Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Um, what's up, everybody? Um, New Breed 313 Sports. Back at it, man. Part of the D313 XP. Um, I wanted to do a video on the first half of the season of the Motor City Cruise. Not too many people speak on the G League, so I'm, going to speak on the G League and how they season. I like that. I do like this team, man. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, we had to give up. We traded Jonte Porter, which that was a player I liked during the season, man. I thought he was a good addition. Fortunately, they gave him up. Um, and they gave up somebody else. I can't remember. They got back Chandre Jones. Um, they picked up Trayvon Graham. Um, they got Nathan Knight from the Maine Celtics. He's played well. I think that game in the showcase, Nathan Knight played well. They almost pulled it off against the Santa Cruz Warriors. They had a game yesterday in exhibition, I think, and they lost to Mexico City. But so far, man, this team is I like this team. Um, they have some players who is two-way players. Um, the guys that I'm a very big fan of Jared Roden. I'm a big fan of Jared Roden. I like his game, man. Jared Roden can play. Jared Roden can play his butt off. And I've been a fan of his since he's came to the cruise. I followed him through, Seton Hall. He had a good season at Seton Hall. But when he's with the Pistons, and then that's why I was hoping the Pistons would give him more time. I was hoping they would. But this team is a very different team than they had last year. A lot of guys they just didn't have the past couple years. Um, you know what I'm saying? It's a different team for the most part. I think the only players that were there from last year is Ryan Terrell, Nate Roberts. I like Nate Roberts and Chandre Jones. I think I think everybody else is and David Nwaba. Shout out to David Nwaba. But I think those are the only players that is still on this team from last year. And they had a they had a nice team last year. They were one game away from the playoffs. And they lost a lot of guys, man. They lost Kiefer Sykes. They lost who else did they lose? They lost Reggie Perry. Um they lost oh man. Uh shoot. I said Kiefer Sykes. Oh man. It's not coming to me. Oh, and Stanley Amude was on the team last year, so they got a nice team, man. Um, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't get the G League or don't want to understand it. Um, I've seen a lot of the G League. I just wish I would have been put on the G League years ago when it started. So, but I'm a fan of the G League. I like going to cruise games. It's a family environment. Even though it's not too many people that go to that game, it's still a good environment. People are cool and stuff like that. So, y'all got to come to these games, man. They cheap. They start off at like $5-7. So you can't beat that. You can get a course size seat there for about 50-60 bucks. So you can't go wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? You can go to a whole season or get a season ticket with them for about 125, 150, maybe like 240, somewhere around a 120 and 240. So, you can't beat that, man. I mean, it's not a whole bunch of big name players. I mean, you'll see Amadi Bates and uh, Jalen LeCue, um, Denzel Valentine, um, Keontae George, a few other guys. Guys from the G League Ignite. Matt McClung, um, Trevian Queen. So shout out to Trevian Queen. He gave me his game used shoes at the game. Was it last year? So I thought that was pretty cool. So shout out to him. But I like this team, man. This is a team. They're undersized. But I think they're big guy. But I like Nate Roberts, man. I think he's a force down there, and I think he has game. But the pickups of getting and then also Xavier Simpson, man, from Michigan. Most of y'all know him from Michigan. He's played very well as well. Glad to have him here. Like I said, we just brought back Chandre Jones. They got David Nwaba, Ryan Terrell, Stanley Amude, Jared Roden, Calazone. So one guy I cannot pronounce his name to Sweba, something like that. They got some talent, man. So during the first half of the season, you could see they could score. There were games that they gave away. But you could tell this is a team that's coached by Jamel McMillan, who is Nate McMillan's son. He's done a well job. I think in the first month he got coach of the month. So shout out to him. And he's a good coach. He comes from a coaching background with his dad. I've even seen his dad come to some of the games, which respect to Nate McMillan. Good, cool guy. I got a chance to meet him. I think the first home game, it was the first or the second game. Might have been the first. I think I can't remember. But he was cool. But sometimes you just never know who you'll meet at these games, man. I think one game we saw Cade and Duran, and Kevin Knox was at a game. Troy Weaver pops up every once in a while there. So you'll have some guys that'll be up there. I mean, Derek Coleman might come to a game this season. I know Dwayne Casey was there last year. There's a lot of guys from the Piston organization come to the games, so you just never know who will pop up at these games, man. But show your support to the Crews, man. Good organization. They play at Wayne State, so they're on Wayne State campus at the Wayne State Fieldhouse. So yeah, just show some love to them, man. But definitely gonna do more coverage with the G League. They just had the showcase. Shout out to the Westchester Knicks for being the champions. They beat the Mad Ants. Unfortunately, the Crews lost to the Warriors, so they were one and done. So, so now the regular season starts for them next week. I believe it's Tuesday or Wednesday. It's Wednesday. The 27th and the 28th, they are at home against the Windy City Bulls. And they face an old teammate in Kiefer Sykes, because Kiefer Sykes is with the Bulls, and he's actually from Chicago. So big ups to Kiefer Sykes, man, coming back home. I saw his story had a story on Amazon Prime about his life and how he overcame just living in the streets of Chicago, and his dad was his mentor and taught him about the game, and unfortunately passed him with his dad. But he was a young kid that was a young father quick, and that's a young kid, man. I'm gunning for, and I got a lot of respect for him. He was always nice to me every time I met him, and big ups to him. Hopefully, I get a chance to meet him next week too. Um, but always have a ball going to these G League games, man. It's like you have more access to players more than you do in the NBA. Um, that's why I like these cruise games because you can get so close to these players. You can actually have conversations with them. You know, it's just a great environment, man. You know, people that work there is pretty cool for the most part. You have a couple of ladies there that's not gonna put them out there, but you got a couple of them that got a little bit of a tude. I'll say that. So sometimes I don't even say nothing to them. I'll look away and stuff because I already know you look at them, they got an attitude and shit. And I'm just like, nah, I'm good. I'm straight. I don't even want to deal with that. That's one thing about people. I don't like negative energy. I don't like negative people. So I don't even put myself in that position, man. I stay away from that. So, but the regular season starts. Everybody's gonna start over from the season. It's gonna be 0-0. So the one thing about the G League, their rules is confusing. Unfortunately, they are confusing. They have target scores where if they're in overtime, they'll have a target score instead of them playing 5 minutes like regular overtime in the NBA. They play on a target score. So say like the two teams, they're in overtime. They in overtime and they both have 100 points. The target score can be 107, 108, 109. Whoever gets that target score wins. That's how it is. Or when they get fouled, let's say they get fouled on a 3-point shot. They shoot one shot for the 3 points until 2 minutes under the quarters, and they'll actually shoot the actual 3 shots or the actual 2 shots or whatever. So it varies. So they have some rules that are definitely you'll be shaking your head and be like, wait, what? Oh, okay. Yeah. But yeah, man, the Cruisers played well this so far in the first half of the season. We'll see if they'll have a good season in the second half. This is the real regular season. They went through the showcase part of the season. So now they're going through the regular season. So the one thing about the G League I wish they can do, I wish they could add more games and wish they could play all the teams. Kind of like how the NBA is. I don't know if they're going to do 82 games, but close to it. You know, let us see all the players, man, like the West Coast teams or the G League Ignites or, the Mexico City teams and all of that. Let us see that. But gonna play certain teams. I think they play the Windy City Bulls, the Magic. I'm looking forward to seeing the Osceola Magic with Matt McClung, Travian Queen. Um, looking forward to them. Looking forward to seeing the South Bay Lakers. Looking forward to seeing the Westchester Knicks. Like again, shout out to the Westchester Knicks for winning the Winners Cup showcase. So it's gonna be interesting, man. But I do be having fun going to their games and talking to people and everything like that, man. So I always have a blast there, man. It's just people are cool for the most part. So it's cool. And shout out to Coach Shaw, man. He always showed me love um, at the G League games, man. He's funny, man, but he's a good dude, man. He's always treated me with respect. He's done stuff for me, man, that I never would have even thought of, man. So I thank him so much, bro. Like Coach Shaw, I gotta thank you, man. For bottom of my heart, I gotta thank you, bro. But everybody I come across to within the G League has, for the most part, has been cool. I had a chance to meet Amadi Bates and his dad. You know what I'm saying? I got a chance to meet Nikola Jovic. Not Jokic, Jovic, the guy from the Miami Heat, Sky Force. Um, that was a guy Jimmy Butler flew to go see him. So that's how much of a good player this Jovic can be. When you got one of the best players in the league flying to see you in Wisconsin, that's saying something. That's saying something. So it's been cool. The season, I've had fun this season, man. I've had fun with the guys I met um, this year and in previous years. Um, Looking forward to that. Got a chance to meet Gianna's brother. Had some interaction with him. I did a promo video with him. Uh, just has a talk to him after the game. Even after the second game they played, he gave me a dap and handshake and did like that. And I'm like, while I got my Giannis jersey on. So I told him the day before, I said, yo, I'm gonna wear the Giannis jersey. And I was a man of my word. But it was cool. It was cool, man. Interactions is pretty cool, man. The guys I've met this year, it's been cool. I met some G League and Night guys that used to be in G League and Night. I met some guys from the overtime elite, Bryce Warren and a couple other guys. Just everything's cool, man. But they looking forward to certain teams coming in. The Rip City Remix, who's associated with the Portland Trailblazers, because this is their first year. They got Antoine Davis, who was the second leading scorer in NCAA history, and he went to UAD. So looking forward to meeting him. I met him before. He's very cool. He's a cool guy. Um, his dad, who was the coach of UAD, Mike Davis, man, he could use him right now, huh? Man, but looking forward to seeing some teams, man. Like I said, the Magic, the Lakers, the Oklahoma City Blue, the Westchester Knicks, the Grand Rapids Gold, um, the Greensboro Swarm. Just looking forward to seeing these teams and just G League action. Might go to some gold games. I'm thinking about going to some gold games, even though it's like 2.5 hours from me. Um, may go to some games. I may even go to a Cleveland Charge game, depending on how my car is, because my car be on some shit sometimes. But whose car don't be, especially in the weather and these road conditions and stuff. But that's another story. But definitely gonna do more G League content, man. I don't see not too many people. I don't see too many Detroit content creators talk about the G League. So I want to be one of the ones that is talking about the G League because I do be going to those big games. So um looking forward to doing more on that. Like I said, man, like and subscribe to the channel, man, please. Um New Breed 313 Sports, the D313XP. Um, like and subscribe to DC1, man. My boy Duro, man. He got a good content there. Nomus J. Uh Subscribe to Nomus, man. Um, the brains behind everything, man. The hardest working man in the business. Shout out, like I said, shout out to the DSN, man. Shout out to everybody that's doing Detroit content. Shout out to everybody that's just shows love and keep doing y'all thing, man. More G League content on the way. Um, y'all enjoy your holiday season. Don't do nothing stupid. Even if you have a good Christmas or not, don't take it out on everybody. If you don't have a good Christmas, don't go out here taking it out on everybody because you had a bad Christmas. That's on you. If you have a good Christmas, keep having a good Christmas going on to the new year. It's a new year in 2 weeks. Live by that New Year's resolution if you can. for real. But yeah, that's my time, y'all. Like I said, like and subscribe to the channel. I'll holler at y'all, man. Peace out.